I decided to go to a university rather than staying at home or going to school locally well, my main reason was to get away. I was just, I think as a senior in high school, just like most high school seniors, was so eager to just spread my wings and just leave home and kind of just find out who I really was and get to do something that I wanted to do and not that other people wanted me to do, I guess. So I think that was like my main motivation. I was so eager to just start a life on my own and see what that was going to be like.
It was just kind of assumed that I would. I didn't really have another option, so I just came straight to Chico State from high school.
We knew that her grades were probably not going to land her in a university, so she ended up in a state school and chose one the furthest distance away from her home as she possibly could without her father having to pay out-of-state tuition.
Main reason is the four-year degree. Nowadays, an AA degree doesn't get you as much as far as a bachelor degree does. Choosing Chico State was because I chose Butte College to go to Chico State because I know that's a lot easier to transfer than the old community college I used to go to.
I transferred to university because I still wanted to get like that college like experience, I guess, because technically with the liberal studies degree I could have gotten it in Reading. They have like a branch in order to get your credentials and stuff, but I still wanted to like move away from home and get just like a it's just different, like regardless if I think that both have things to offer, it's still a different atmosphere at a university, so I still wanted to get that.
In the beginning, I didn't think finances would be a major factor at all. I think I was really naive of like, oh, I'll just win scholarships and be able to go to college. But that definitely changed and did really end up altering my decision on where I was going to go.
Finances were the main reason my family and I decided to do a junior college, especially because it was never, I didn't do junior college to like determine where my path or what I was supposed to be doing. But it was cheaper in terms of like education, and then not having to pay for like living in a different city or anything like that.
I'm sure they were. I don't think private school was ever in the question, but kind of at this point, going to a CSU is basically like going to a private school, financially speaking. But I was lucky that my parents were behind me 100% and really wanted me to have the college experience and provided the financial backing that I needed.
Finances weren't a huge issue for the main fact that I'm under my father's Veteran Affairs Free Tuition Act, and I'd say living was a little bit of it. It's a lot cheaper to live here.
I think the hardest part about coming to college straight out of high school was just not knowing anyone. I think I grew up with friends that I had known at a very young age and had the pleasure of going all the way through high school with some of them. And on one hand, it was really nice to get away from that hometown and where everyone knows everything about you. But at the same time, I just was all of a sudden thrown into this place that I didn't know like how to make friends again, I guess. It was just kind of this awkward like, oh, let's be friends because we don't know anyone here.
I believe it is harder going into a four-year college as a transfer student because not only the environment, but the teachers are a lot more strict. You could think you're getting a B in a class and end up with a C.
The thing that I noticed being a transfer student was in the classes, because people had already been here for 2 years and a lot of people had been like had experienced the dorm. I would say I noticed that people had already like established connections and relationships in the class. So that's something as a transfer student that I think was the hardest transition, is like trying to fit in with the relationships and the cliques that had already been established, especially being like a liberal studies major. We all kind of are in the same classes throughout, like all 4 years, because it's really specific. So I would say just like finding your way in the cliques that had already started.
Learning time management, especially with a change of scenery, and I had a boyfriend at home, so coming to college and like leaving him as an 18-year-old, that was like devastating. So at the time in my life, that was difficult.
And not having curfews and all those kind of things were big adjustments, learning to do her own schedule.
She did a freshman dive, I think we could easily say, for a while there.
Yeah,
She was
I did
spiraling.
too. I did too.
She was spiraling, had a lot of freedom, probably wasn't accustomed to that, and had a good time.
The easiest part adjusting to university was probably the academics. I felt like both at the junior college and the university, they both had the same like academic standard, and even the social aspect that I talked about earlier. That it was, I would say, it was harder being a transfer student, but I felt like in no time I felt like I had managed to like form connections in my classes.
Not having my parents tell me what to do was probably, I guess, the most fun part.
It was really nice getting away from home, and it was really easy to just get to do what I wanted and not have to worry about if I was doing things at a certain time or in a certain place, or just having to live up to the expectations of my parents, I guess. That was just really, I think, an easy way to transition, was just that freedom, which was really nice. So I think that became really easy.
Once you're already into the four-year college, minus keeping your grades up and staying in the college, it's just less stress. You know you're already in a secure foundation and you're on some sort of track to getting that four-year degree that you've been wanting since you were in community college.
She was a pretty independent person. I don't think she would have had any problems making any adjustment there. She kind of was walking always to the beat of her own drummer anyway.
I've had an awesome experience at Chico State, and I've just kind of fell in love with the university and the town. And I think if I hadn't have had all 4 years here, it would have really changed what would have happened.
I would definitely choose to start as a freshman at a four-year college to get the whole dorm freshman experience that I didn't really get. It would have given me a stronger foundation than my rickety foundation that I have right now, because a lot of classes don't count as much. You talk to multiple different counselors, everyone says something different, so I feel like if I could do it again, I don't know if I would go to Chico State, but I would definitely start as a freshman all the way through, rather than coming in as a sophomore/junior.
In general, the junior college, I think, is
Financially and emotionally, absolutely.
the better way to go.
Which actually the other two of our children successfully went to junior college and transferred to universities and graduated, so it worked very well for them.
I don't know, I think I really am happy about the decision to come to Chico specifically. I just fell in love with the campus. I thought it was beautiful, and that was my main reason for choosing the school, and things just kind of fell into place after that.
I would definitely do junior college again, and I think they get a really bad rap for people that just go there and they like get in a rut and they stay there. But I think if you have the drive to finish college, like financially it makes so much sense. And I had some amazing professors in junior college that were even like working part-time at like Chico State University, so it's like you're getting the same education but for a much like cheaper, more reasonable price.
So I think it depends on who the person is. It's kid specific, so there's no pat, this way's best, that way's best. It depends on the child, just like, you know, in elementary school, each year depends on the teacher whether it's a good year or not. There's variables there.